How many of you understand this whole guys under poverty situation? Oh, we're doing this because these people are poor. We're doing this because these people are poor. Well, let's just take it back a little bit. 9.7 million Native Americans were taken from their homes. Now, I'm not even talking about the Trail of Tears. I'm talking about their children being taken from them and being forced out of their homes while they were harming them in many different ways, not just by making them change their names or stopping them from their beliefs or forcing them to learn a different language and dropping their native language. We're talking about under the guise of religion, under control, under deciding that they knew better, taking these people and putting them into these private schools. In between the years of 1819 and 1969, as we all know, there are many more atrocities at hand. We know about all the women, all the situations that's been going on there. We know about everything else. A total of 56 million Native Americans in a 100-year time frame lost their lives to this kind of stuff. Now, I want to sit back and we want to just look at the religious aspect of it. Within 60 years of this starting, the government decided to put it in law and force even more children to go do these things. Now, as I mentioned, 1969, the real truth and real crux of the matter is these places still exist. Now, I do realize that several of these children didn't belong to them. They belonged to the fathers and the mothers who bore them. They were taken away. What would you do if your children were stolen from you? Even under the guise of being told that you didn't have the money to be able to take care of them. What would you do? How would you handle this? Would you just sit back and allow it to happen? Or would you try to fight for your families, fight for your children? Now we sit back and we go to these places, and I visit them myself. I've been to the casinos. I'm not against them. I'm not saying that. Why do we have access to these places that don't belong to us if they're just for the American Indian? Why are there roads going through these places? Why are there people being forced into these slaveries and these situations while we sit back and pretend they don't exist? This map right here, this map shows where these people lived. This is their homes. This is where their tribes were. This is where they belonged. And there were people who decided they didn't belong, that they didn't belong where they were. Why? Why was this taken? Money, greed, their own idolatry, their own behavior, their own sins, speaking in the name of the God, saying it was due to him. Well, I've done a lot of studies myself, and let's be clear. Those people, just like you and me, we don't know everything we're supposed to know. We don't know everything we're supposed to believe. But as I watch and I listen and I hear these people speak, let me be clear. Those people knew. They knew who the Holy One was. But government, religion dictated what they were to be, and they didn't belong that way. When is it our job to help and set free a people? And I'm not just speaking about the Native American, but today I am. When do we change how we look at things? When do we change what we do? Now, I've got ideas. I'm making you aware. I'm making you aware of the situation. What will you do from here? It is not my job to fix all of these matters all by myself. Who else out here believes that something isn't right and something must be done? Who else? What else are we going to do? Like I said before, many of these places have been shut down, but they still exist today. These ideas that are put in our heads do not belong there. It wasn't a creator that put it there. It was your greed and your lust and your desire. When does that stop? We all have jobs to do, and it is time to do our jobs. It's your turn. What are you going to do?